Hey, if you're new here, we're the Lindsays, Emma, Jack, and Poppy, and we are currently sailing the coast of Norway, where you're going all the way up past the Arctic Circle and all the way back down. Hope you enjoy the journey. Let's go! And in this episode, we are finishing up the end of this trip. It is a lot of scenery, a lot of beautiful sights to see, but then we also stop in the town of Bronnoysund and Kristiansund, and then we get off in Bergen, and it has been an epic trip, to say the very least. So let's get out and let's live a little. In case you're new here, we're doing this trip right around Christmas time. So very, very dark for majority of the trip, but then we do eventually see the sun. There are some pluses and minuses to going this time of the year. Plus would be you're trying to see the northern lights, which unfortunately we were not successful at seeing, but we'll get a little bit more into depth a little bit later in the episode regarding the northern lights and what actually ended up happening. But since it is December, we had beautiful snow. It just looked like a beautiful winter wonderland. Now, obviously, if you do this during the summer, you're going to have sun 90% of the time, and you're going to be able to see all of the scenery, which is amazing.
The towers are 138 meters tall. It's a suspension bridge connecting the two islands.
It's very long.
Very long.
I forgot the exact distance, but it's pretty darn
That
cool.
long.
But, so both have their pluses and minuses. We definitely want to come back and do it again in the summertime. This next port stop was another one of our very quick, 10-15 minute stops. So Jack just got off to get a shot of it for us.
Hey, Bobby. Hey, Mama. 14, 16. I don't know how to pronounce it. We'll put it below.
This town is the starting point for both natural and cultural activities, and very close by you will see the Seven Sisters mountain range, where there's 7 mountain peaks that are just absolutely beautiful. We will show you an image shortly. And it also has some of the highest peaks at over 1,000 meters high, with spectacular views on a clear day.
So if you get off, you only have 30 minutes, 20, because you have to be back on 10 minutes before. But there's some nice street art along the walk. And this cute Norwegian red buildings. Even more street art. That's pretty. So this is an example of the catamaran ferries that go to the different towns. It connects some of the ports that the coastal route does not get to, but you can get onto the coastal route via these ferries from a bunch of other ports as well. Just look at the view, look at the moon in the back, fishing boats in the water. This is why you come to Norway.
That right there is a water park. The moon is so big right now. This video is not doing it justice, but it is so big. The Seven Sisters mountain range. Seven Sisters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Seven Sisters are a majestic chain of peaks overlooking the water. They are about 1,000 meters above the shoreline for this dramatic backdrop. It is absolutely spectacular. We are in the town of, I forgot how to say it already. Hey Jack, how do you say the name of this town?
Port 17, Brønnøysund. We're here for 2.5 hours roughly, and we stopped in the middle of town. So we're just gonna go walk around.
Yep, let's go. The only thing I kind of had on the list was to go check out a winery potentially and walk around town. So let's go and explore, see what's open. So this town is the halfway point of the northern coastline as the crow flies. It is equidistant from here to Lindsay in the south and to the North Cape in the north, with a total of 840 kilometers each way. This town sits on a narrow peninsula surrounded by inlets, and when we leave, if it wasn't so dark, we would be able to see Torgaten, which is a famous mountain with a hole in the center of it. Okay, So if you come around Christmas or New Year's, not too many things are actually open, which is fine. It's been lovely to walk around and explore, but just keep that in mind.
Yep. Look how clear the water is. We're about to pass under one of these cool bridges from the 70s. I'm sorry, but these videos are not going to do justice to how beautiful Norway is during the winter.
It's so cool. A little repairs on the bridge.
Yeah, well, it was built in the 70s. It needs a little facelift. And unlike New York, it'll probably be done in the next decade.
That's coming from that boat. Now at this point, everybody that was doing the northbound and southbound trip was a little aggravated because we were supposed to see the northern lights, and then this happened. Oh, that's not it. It's a spotlight from the boat. You can see it coming from it. Yeah. That's not the northern lights. Coming from that boat. That's a spotlight. That is not the northern lights. So for this trip, if you book within a certain time frame, you're guaranteed to see the northern lights. Now, we unfortunately had a lot of snow and clouds during our trip and just weather in general, leading to us not seeing the northern lights. Now, at this point, we're getting really close to the end of the actual trip, and everybody's getting a little sad that we may not see them. You can put an alarm on your phone in your room to let you know if they are being seen at any point, even if it's the middle of the night. And we got a notice that there was some. So I ran on up, and that was what we saw. It was a beam coming from another ship. It was not the northern lights. So everybody got a little aggravated because they thought they were trying to not give us a free cruise, because if you didn't see the northern lights in the northbound southbound trip, then you got a free one-way trip for future. Now on to the next day. We haven't shown you breakfast very much, but it was very similar to lunch and dinner, where the menu changed depending on the region that you were in. Since we were in a suite, we also had gold, which meant that we got to eat in the specialty dining restaurant. So I believe our breakfast was a little elevated from the rest. So we just left Trondheim, and now we're actually heading south. We haven't gone this way yet.
No, we flew over this.
We flew over this, but we didn't get to sail this way. Are you excited? You haven't been over this way yet. Glass is a tiny bit dirty, but this is the first time we're actually seeing the sun in 10 days or something. Nice to see her again. At this point, especially since we haven't seen the sun, we sat around a lot and just looked at the beautiful scenery that was passing us by.
Deck 8, there's hot tubs and a bar. Hey, Bobby.
It is currently 11 in the morning here. So while on board, there's not that many activities, so we brought a bunch of crafts and things for Poppy to keep her entertained. Now it was lunchtime. Let's go check out what we had for lunch. So for lunch, I had the Norwegian fish soup, delicious, a Caesar salad, and then the lamb ribs, also another favorite of mine. And then every day they had a different sweet treat, which was a dessert option. It changed every day. We actually got it today. It was very tasty. It was like a chocolate mousse cake. When you haven't seen the sun in several days and then you finally do, it's pretty incredible. That is stunning.
Little tugboat? Towing fishing traps.
Outside, they are offering us some clipfish, it's called. It's basically a salted codfish that they make in a traditional way. They like put it out on rocks to dry it out, and so let's go check some out, see what it is. And it also was like started in the town that we're heading to next, which is Kristiansund. It's interesting. It's not bad. A little salty in a tomato sauce. Something that's a little different that I can't place. I'll have Jack try it. Let's see what he thinks.
Kind of like a bland fish stew.
Yeah, but there's some taste in there that I can't place.
Fish.
Our next stop is Kristiansund. It is believed to be the oldest settlement in Norway. Its first name was Fronsna. May have said that wrong, I apologize. It is spelled Fosna. It was believed that it was one of the earliest settlements after the last ice age, likely arriving around 8000 BC to Kristiansund and the surrounding areas, where it was the first ice-free place in Norway. Kristiansund is a fishing village. They're known as the clipfish capital, which is the fish that we had just tried, cod that has been dried and salted, and it is one of Norway's key exports for hundreds of years. And a huge attraction if you come to this area is the Atlantic Road, which was awarded the title of Norwegian Construction of the Century in 2005. It is an 8-kilometer stretch of highway that winds its way through a series of islands connected by bridges. There is an excursion you can do through Havila. We did not do it since it was so dark. We didn't think we'd see very much.
This is port 18, and we are in Kristiansund. Not to be confused with Kristiansund with an A, but we are just getting off. We have about an hour in port, a little over an hour, so we're going to walk to town. It's about a 10-minute walk to the center of town.
And it's a big fishing town. That's how it started.
Yes.
So let's go and
they
explore.
love salted cod.
There you go. Let's go. If you've enjoyed this content so far, we'd absolutely love it if you could hit that like and subscribe button. It means so much to us.
So this town is famous for a type of salted cod called clipfish, and this is the person who first came up with it. All right, so just so you don't make the same mistake we did, this is Kristiansund with a U, not Kristiansund with an A. Yeah. Like the place we went with the celebrity cruises. And we thought this was, we enjoyed Kristiansund. It's probably the cutest town we've been to.
It's a very cute fishing village.
Yeah.
If we had enough time, I probably would take this little ferry right here that's leaving, go across
to that
side, because that church over there looks absolutely gorgeous, and I believe that is considered the old town, and there's a bunch of wooden buildings over that way that just look absolutely adorable. So if you have enough time, I would definitely suggest doing that. We do not. The moon is huge tonight. This video is not even doing it justice. It's just big and yellow and really, really cool right now. For dinner tonight, we are headed to Hildring. It is the specialty dining restaurant on the ship. It's a prefix menu. If you are in a suite and you do the northbound and southbound, you get 2 different reservations in the specialty dining, and there are 2 different menus. If you just do one way in a suite, then you get one way included. You can also pay for it separately if you wanted to experience it, but it is included within the suites. And on the way up, it was predominantly fish-based. On the way down, it is predominantly meat-based. So let's go explore that.
This is tartare of Norwegian beef tenderloin with mushroom emulsion, fried oyster mushrooms, and raw champignons.
This is really, really, really tasty. I'm a fan. This was the second course. It's cod. The next entree was a Norwegian duck with an orange sauce. Sorry, you couldn't really hear what I was saying, but I said that it was cooked deliciously and it was very, very good. And then next was reindeer from Finnmark, and it had a parsnip puree, mushrooms, and lingonberries. Another fantastic one, cooked perfectly, just delicious. Poppy, what did you get? Did you get the big ice cream?
Mama.
Oh, okay. Does it look so yummy? Yeah. Go for it. How is it? So good. I think it's safe to say Poppy was a big fan of hers. For us, we had a chocolate terrine with brown cheese and sea buckhorn jelly. It's very cold. Yummy. Any dairy milk is really good. It's really good chocolate ice cream. And then they end the meal off with a little piece of dark chocolate with caramel sea salt inside. After dinner, we needed to wear off those calories, so we went and danced.
I think the Lord I had the strength to stop. Love to anyone's wish. Take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear. West Virginia, a mountain mama. Take me home, go with me. Radio reminds me of my home far away.
The next day, as we're heading south, we start to see the sun more and more, and honestly, I didn't realize how much I would miss the sun for not seeing it for several days straight, but this is just a spectacular view. Not only do we get to see the sun, we also get this like sunrise sunset view for several hours, and it is spectacular. It's one of the most amazing things I think I've ever experienced.
Too blue. Copy goes right.
So, in case you missed some of the beginning episodes, we missed this part of sailing. We skipped all the way from Bergen all the way up to Trondheim, and
Due to weather.
So, I am really happy that we managed to make it on the way down because it is beautiful and breathtaking. What did you think, Jack?
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It's insane.
On
We've
both
taken
sides.
so many pictures. I can't decide which side is better. We kept jumping back and forth and taking turns. It's just, and it's a beautiful day, which obviously helps. But it's been a good trip so far.
Yep.
No complaints whatsoever.
And just like that, we pulled into Bergen. Well, the trip has unfortunately come to an end, but it has been a fantastic experience, and we cannot wait to come back.
It's not done yet, just the cruise.
Yeah, but
the cruise part has been a fantastic experience.
The trip on this beautiful ship has unfortunately come to an end, and it was time to get off.
So it is 3:20. We have checked into the hotel, got everything upstairs, got puppy dressed to go. Now we're gonna go for a walk.
Till next time, get out and live a little. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
We will see you next week where we explore the beautiful town of Bergen and make our way back home.
Port 18. Stop number 19.
This is port 19. This is port
420.